So we are going to practice a little bit with Mr. H over here. We're going to see if we can work a little bit with our wait behavior. So wait can be very helpful for many situations. I like to think about wait as in hold back, sir or madam, for a moment until I call you forward or until I release you to go grab that thing or item. So if let's say maybe you're having him wait and then he goes and grabs his food dish, his items inside, or he's waiting and he gets called through the crate or whatever it might be. So again, we're going to work a little sit. I'm going to tell him to wait, and then I'm going to go again, Harley, come, and feed him for that. So in the beginning, when trying anything new with your puppy, I always recommend to think about your 3 Ds, which I know I've touched base on a few other videos. So your first D is typically your duration. So how long can my puppy wait and do well with a certain skill? Or how long can my puppy do something and still be successful? So while Mr. H is waiting, he's going to wait just 1 or 2 little seconds. Oh my gosh, I know, so hard. And then Harley, come. He's like, hold on, I just got comfortable. If he gets a little bit stuck like this, I do sometimes plop the food down or almost attempt to lower it and then get him to come up and move forward. So in the beginning, remember your puppies are very visual learners. As he becomes more fluid, he would just respond to the verbal cue or the hand signal or both. So in the beginning, we're helping him create this behavior. Ready, Harley? So I'm just going to do a little name recognition, feed him for this little check-in. He is getting very tired from practicing. So we're going to go ahead and gain that little sit. You could be doing a sit, yes, or you could be doing a down or whatever position makes sense. You're going to have your puppy wait for a second, and then again, Harley, come. If you were working on some of those other Ds, so remember the first one might be duration, your second one might be distance, and your third would be typically your distractions and what you're competing against to have your puppy pay attention. You're like, lady, I've noticed this leash is the thing keeping me from wiggling. So if in the beginning your puppy's a little bit uncertain, help them with the lure. Tell them to wait. If you were trying to add a little bit of movement, I would do side to side and not moving away. I know, terrible. He says, oh, I'd rather be naked, he says. So ready? Harley, come. He's like, I am pooped out. So there we go. So if, again, you're finding that your practice is getting a little tiring for him and he's not doing quite as well with the weights, the other option is to skip the weight for a little bit, do a find it, and then from the find it, go, Harley, come. Yes, what a good boy. And get him in the groove of doing these little check-ins. 2, if you find the harness is awkward in the beginning, you can always do these games in a safe zone inside or in a fenced-in zone outside. But I find outside there's going to be a lot more distractions, so having a lead of some kind can be helpful. So while he's sitting, you might tell him to wait. Maybe he's doing a great job. You could add a little bit of movement. But if you adding movement means your puppy gets up, then that might be too hard for him. Harley, come. Nice, good job. So he's doing quite beautiful. So remember, when practicing, keep it short and sweet. So if let's say he's done 2 to 5 really great little reps, you may not want to do 17 to 30 reps and have him start to lose interest. So again, wait. I typically think of wait as in wait a moment. I like to do a 1 finger for my wait. It can be any hand signal. He says, how dare you make me wait so long? So Harley, come. So if you're finding he's sometimes barking throughout the training, make sure that we're not getting him too flustered. He might say he want to go out for a little potty before he goes in for another little nap. Ready, Harley? But you may also find for Mr. Handsome, ready, find it. Ready, find it. That a lot of times when working with him, do little bits at a time, and I find it's much easier on them and you when you're practicing. But view the wait as in wait a moment until I call you forward. So that could be, again, a little bit with that recall. It could be also working that name recognition. So you can even have the leash on the floor, get your beauty to go into a sit or a down, tell them to wait, and you don't have to add tons of distance. So then you'd go, Harley, come. But make sure that you're not calling him as you're backing away, at least in the beginning. So because if backing away equals come when called, then eventually what he's going to think is coming when you're moving is what you're looking for. Harley, come. He's like, oh my goodness, this darn harness. Ready? So if I lose him and he didn't quite respond, I'm going to get about half the distance. Ready? Harley, come. And then feed him for that little response there. Good boy. So, but he might have to, again, take a little breather because he's been doing a lot of great skills today and he's getting a little fatigued, but I think he also wants to go out for another potty. So good job, Mr. H.